What's going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a video that we talked about briefly, an idea that we talked about briefly in the Champions League live reactions video, because those Champions League round of 16 matchups are insane, yet I need to stay loyal. I need to stay true to my squad, stay true to my team. Chelsea, we got the draw against Bayern Munich once again, the team that the one, the only, the holy Didier Drogba beat with a beautiful header in the 87th minute to give us, the draw to get us into the penalty, and then killed them off in the penalty shootout to give Chelsea their one and only Champions League victory. One of my favorite moments of the decade in football. One of the most joyous occasions I think I've ever witnessed. But this is not that Didier Drogba Chelsea. This is not the Frank Lampard Chelsea. Actually, is it weird to think that I think this squad now might be better than the one that was then? Obviously, Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, all of the legends, John Terry, all of the legends of that team were. I guess John Terry didn't play in the Champions League final, but all of the legends of that team obviously are probably better than most of the players that we have now. But as a squad as a whole, I mean, we had Solomon Kalou in that squad. I mean, we had Ryan Bertrand playing as a mid in that team. So, I mean, in terms of what we have creatively today as a Chelsea team, I think obviously we have a tough task ahead of us. This is a Bayern Munich squad who realistically could throw up 4, 5, 6 goals against Chelsea, and they're going to have a new manager at some point in that future. Obviously, they're not just going to keep the managerial position open all the way until the summer. So I think in January they're probably going to fill it during the German international break, or during the German winter break. And at the same time, Chelsea, we're going to have to dive into the transfer window to fix some of our issues. I think these are issues more so that we have in the league. I think we need players that can specifically focus on the league. Which is why I think Chelsea, obviously, we have a large checkbook to spend at the moment. We have players that we're going to offload wages from. So we're probably going to lose Marcos Alonso. We'll lose Olivier Giroud. I'm sure we're probably going to lose. If we don't lose Pedro, we will definitely lose him, as in, like, he'll talk to teams early and then he'll leave come the summer. So there's going to be a lot of turnover, essentially, at Chelsea Football Club. We're going to have a lot of room for open wages, a lot of room for money to spend. And it's going to be interesting to see how we spend it, because I don't know where exactly we're going. I don't know if we're going to end up with a Zaha or a Chilwell. I mean, Frank Lampard has come out and he said that he doesn't really feel like we need a Ben Chilwell-esque type player. He says that left back position kind of solid with Emerson. I'd say that Emerson isn't really, the greatest option. I think he's great. I think he's great going forward. He's not the best defensive option, but Ben Chilwell hasn't, put up insane defensive numbers either. So realistically, I think they're very similar players in just two separate situations, because Leicester have their defensive situation figured out. They have Wilfred Ndidi covering the entire back four, and then you have great Kasper Schmeichel, and you have Sionchu and Evans kind of patrolling the back. And Sionchu is a talented young center back. So do I think we need Ben Chilwell? Probably not. But if we do end up spending the money on it, so be it. He'll be like 40, 50 million. I don't know why he'd leave Leicester in the winter, but nonetheless, I think we do need a winger. Because Chelsea, one thing that we are lacking without Eden Hazard and without Ruben Loftus-Cheek still not coming back from injury is creativity. And now Christian Pulisic is a fantastic creator. Hudson-Odoi, his creative numbers are down significantly ever since he's been taken out of the starting lineup. Mason Mount is not creative at all, I don't think. Willian is as well. He's very, very creative. His creative numbers are extremely high, but he has just these patches of form that are so miserable to watch. So I think Jadon Sancho has to be the one to bring in. Honestly, I would not be mad if we brought in Jadon Sancho and Hakim Ziyech, simply because they can both play on the right, and that would be the death of Willian and Pedro, but I don't really mind that. Plus, Hakim Ziyech can play through the middle, which is something that we could sorely use, or even Jadon Sancho can play through the middle. And you can think about this front line: Tammy Abraham, Jadon Sancho, Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, all in the front four. And then you have Conte and Kovacic, or Conte and Jorginho covering them, like an attacking four with a midfielder joining them, and then a back five, essentially with a midfielder covering it, like a 2 defensive block. But okay, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here because I'm talking about the Chelsea transfers. But obviously, Bayern Munich, they're going to come into this game hot. They're going to come in ready to play. Lewandowski is going to stay on form. The guy's the best striker in the world at the moment. He's been unbelievable. Serge Gnabry has been unbelievable. Thank God there'll be no Kingsley Coman. I mean, I hope that he has a speedy recovery. I know obviously he's had probably the most unlucky injuries because he always gets hurt when it matters the most, when he's finally getting a run of form, and he always, it's so sad. I hope he's back by Euro 2020. I hope France pick him because he definitely should be in that squad. But with that, we're going to run up against Coutinho. We're going to run up against Thiago. I think the midfield of Chelsea versus the midfield of Bayern Munich will be the battle. That will decide the battle. I think our defense is atrocious. If we bring in another center back, it needs to be someone who can immediately fix the Chelsea team because we're going to suffer against Lewandowski. Rudiger can do the best that he can, but he needs a solid partner amongst him. I'd like for Kyle Tomorrow to be that partner, but I'm not sure if he's quite ready to go up against the level of striker that Lewandowski presents and the level of tricky winger that Serge Gnabry presents, and Thomas Muller, who has been reinvigorated and is just providing assist after assist. And so I'm very, very nervous to see this Chelsea team, to see what we're like 2 months from now, what type of form we're in, if we're still in this horrid slump, or if we're, having a good run of games before we get, up against Bayern, or what even the team looks like before we even go up against Bayern, because obviously I think any transfers that we bring in, I mean, besides the likes of a Chilwell or a Zaha, they're not going to be able to make an immediate impact, so they're pretty much just going to get kind of left to play in the league while the rest of the team focuses on the Champions League. So I would really, really like it if Chelsea were able to bring in the likes of a Sancho, bring in the likes of Hakim Ziyech, because those are players that can immediately make changes for us in the league. But I don't really see those guys. They can't make any difference in the Champions League. But this Chelsea squad needs to stay focused. We need to stay as a unit, and I'm still going to back Super Frank because I think this season, no matter what, even if we drop to Bayern Munich in this round of 16, and even if we fall out of the top 4, unless they fall into the Europa League spot or just stay in the league spots, I think this is a Chelsea team on the rise. We are a team who can easily, in the next couple of years, turn into a powerhouse in English football. So I would like to see us thinking long-term, not only in the transfers, but also in the Champions League and what we do against Bayern, because this is going to be an insane 2 legs. Chelsea and Bayern going head-to-head once again. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be super brutal to watch. I do think Bayern Munich are going to win, but I think Chelsea, we always put up a fight. This Chelsea team has never gone down easily in the round of 16. Even when we got Barcelona, even when we, just get pummeled in the round of 16 by teams. PSG is another good example. We always stick around and fight. I think, the Barcelona games aggregate is like 4-1 or 4-2, and in the first one we could have been up like by 3 goals. So hopefully it won't come down to that. But I'm hoping that Chelsea, we take the most of our opportunities, we help improve this squad, help look forward towards the future, and I think this is going to be a matchup for the ages. So you guys gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys see Chelsea doing against Bayern Munich? Obviously it's going to be so tough of a contest. Bayern fans out there, what do you guys see the final scores being? If any indication is to come from Bayern Munich's games against Tottenham, it's that Lewandowski is going to tear our defense apart. So we need to find a way to, whether it's sitting in a low block and counter-attacking, using the speedy, tricky wingers that we have in Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi and Willian, and even Tammy Abraham, and just surging forward, or is it more of a we should try to possess, we should try to outpower them in midfield, let Jorginho and Kovacic, go against the press and let Conte run around the pitch? What should we do? Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below on it, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to see a tactics episode of this style of play, I mean, I feel like it's going to be so hard to judge, I guess, the tactics before we even get into the transfer market, but yeah, you guys gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.